Binky and Tigger were cross. Their aunt Work-a-Lot had just turned them out of her house without even a slice of bread and butter for their dinner. "Mean old thing! Just because we didn't dig up her garden for her," said Binky. "And she said we hadn't swept the backyard," grumbled Tigger. "What's the matter with the backyard? Why can't it be dirty? All this fuss about being clean and tidy and working hard for a living." They were walking beside the river. It flowed calmly along in the sunshine and looked very peaceful. "It's a pity we were born pixies," said Binky gloomily. "Why couldn't we be a river, just flowing along because it can't do anything else? No cross aunt to make it rush here and there and do silly jobs." "I'm hot," said Tigger, and he flung himself down beside the water. "Here's a nice, warm, cozy little cove, Binky. Let's bask in the sun." "We're supposed to go and fetch potatoes from the farm," said Binky, but he sat down beside Tigger all the same. Ah, how nice to be somewhere that Aunt Work-a-Lot isn't. They took off their shoes and stockings and put their feet into the warm water. Then they lay back, tipped their pixie caps over their ears, and talked lazily. "What we want is some good luck," said Binky. "Just a little bit of good luck, like finding a shilling or some wonderful spell." "I could do with finding some dinner," said Pinky dolefully. "I had hardly any breakfast. I'm terribly hungry." "We are very badly treated, Binky. We deserve a great big piece of good luck, not a little bit." Now, a good way up the river was Mr. Haythere, the goblin. He had rowed all the way up against the stream, panting and puffing. He knew a nice place to fish. He had brought a very fine lunch with him, a rubber sheet to sit on, a big umbrella in case it rained, and 2 fat books to read if the fish didn't bite. Aha! Mr. Haythere meant to have a very nice day indeed. Plenty to eat, plenty to drink, plenty of fish to catch, he hoped, and books to read if he didn't. He came to the place he wanted. He flung the boat's rope over the tree stump and jumped out. He took with him his fishing rod, meaning to get it ready first of all. Then he grunted crossly. 3 cows were staring at him from just nearby. He didn't like cows. He didn't like anything that came and breathed down his neck whilst he was fishing. It frightened the fish in the water, and it made him feel very uncomfortable. He was always afraid that the horse or cow breathing over him might begin to nibble his ear, thinking it was grass. So what did Mr. Haythere do but address the cows very sternly and tell them to go away at once. "Hey there!" he shouted. "Shoo! Go away!" The cows chewed hard as they stood and stared at him and didn't budge an inch. So Mr. Haythere had to chase them. First he chased 1 cow away, and then another, and then a third. And by the time he had chased the third away to the other end of the field, the first 2 had come back to his fishing rod and were staring at it as if they thought it might be good to eat. So Haythere had to begin his chasing all over again. It took a lot of time and was most annoying. But the most annoying thing of all was still to come. When at last he had got all the cows at the other end of the field and was back where he had left the boat, there was no boat. It had gone. It simply wasn't there, nor were his lunch, his books, his umbrella, or his rubber sheet to sit on. Only his fishing rod was waiting for him. Mr. Haythere stamped so hard at the bank in his rage that all the fish in the water nearby rushed off as if sharks were after them. "It's gone!" raged Mr. Haythere. "Floated off down the river by itself. Now I've got to walk miles down the bank to find it. What a day! All because of those 3 cows that came to breathe down my neck." The boat had indeed gone off by itself. The rope hadn't been made fast to the tree stump and had simply slid into the water. So the river had taken the boat, and it was now floating back gently and peacefully all the way it had come. In fact, it floated right down to the little cove where Binky and Tigger were lying with their feet dabbing in the warm water. The current took the boat into the cove, and it bobbed over to the little pixies. They didn't see it because they were lying on their backs in the sun. They were still talking about good luck. Some people have it, some people don't, said Binky. It's not fair. Aunt Workalot always says that good luck comes to people who work for it, said Tigger gloomily. Oh, Binky, wouldn't it be nice to have some great big bit of good luck, something like a wish that came true? If I had a wish, I'd wish for a jolly big lunch right away this very minute, said Binky. Just at that moment, the boat bumped gently in against his toes. He thought it was Tigger's feet bumping into him. Don't, he said. Don't what? Asked Tigger in surprise. Don't push my feet, said Binky. I'm not, said Tigger. And just then the boat pushed quite hard against all their 4 feet in the water. Don't, they both said as they looked at each other. Leave my feet alone. Tigger sat up crossly. He suddenly saw the boat. I say, Binky, look here, it's a boat. Binky sat up too. A boat? Golly, there's no one in it. Oh, Tigger, do you think it's been sent to us? Who would have sent it? Said Tigger. Don't be silly. It might be a bit of good luck suddenly arrived, said Binky. Boats never come without people in them. This might be a magic book. This might be a magic boat, a good luck boat, a boat full of good things for us. Oh, Tigger! Tigger pulled the boat into the cove. My goodness, look at this basket of food. Oh, said Binky, overcome with joy. My wish has come true. Don't you remember how I wished for a jolly good lunch, Tigger? I'll share it with you. You'll share it, said Tigger indignantly. I should think you will. It isn't. Look at those, said Tigger joyfully. Our favourite drink. Ooh, what else is there? Asked Binky. A rubber sheet for us to sit on. How very thoughtful. I did think the grass was a bit damp, didn't you, Tigger? And look, 2 lovely fat storybooks to read when we finished our dinner. Oh, and even an umbrella in case it rains, said Tigger. It might quite easily rain. Oh, Binky, it looks as if somebody has planned a really lovely day for us. Plenty to eat and drink, a ground sheet to sit on, books to read, and an umbrella in case it rains. This must be the big piece of good luck we've been talking about. They took everything out of the boat. They spread the ground sheet on the grass, poked the umbrella down a rabbit hole to keep it safe, put the books beside them, and opened the dinner basket. Chicken sandwiches, my favourite, said Binky in delight. Egg and tomato, my favourite, said Tigger joyfully. Ooh, plum cake, currant buns, chocolate biscuits. Oh, Binky, it's as if exactly what you wished for. I must say you really know what to wish for. They ate every single thing in the basket. They drank the ginger beer out of the bottles. They were just going to settle down in the sunshine to read their books when 2 cows came down to the water. Go away, cows, said Binky. Go to another part of the river to drink. This is our bit. Oh, look, Tigger, that cow is eating the paper bags. Shoo! Shoo, cow, shoo! The cows wouldn't shoo, so the 2 pixies got up to chase them away. They ran up the river bank, shouting and yelling. The cows lumbered slowly away. A little way up the river bank, Binky and Tigger met an angry-looking goblin. It was Mr. Hay there, still looking for his boat. He called to Binky and Tigger. Hey there! I want to ask you about something. Binky and Tigger didn't like goblins. They turned away and began to walk back to their cove. Mr. Haythere put his two heavy hands on their shoulders. Now then, you'll answer my questions if I want you to. Certainly, sir, said Binky in a fright, not liking the feel of the goblin's knobbly fingers at all. I'm looking for my boat, said Mr. Haythere. Oh, said Tigger at once. We've got one we can hire to you, Goblin. I'm not looking for one to hire, said Mr. Haythere. I'm looking for my own boat, and for my dinner that was in it. The dinner? Stammered Binky, feeling rather faint all of a sudden. Yes, dinner, said Mr. Haythere crossly. Have you never heard of dinner before? My dinner was chicken sandwiches, egg and tomato sandwiches, plum cake, currant buns, chocolate biscuits. Was it really? Said Tinga, stammering too. What's the matter with you two pixies? Said Mr. Haythere, stammering and stuttering and looking so silly. Have you seen my boat? Well, we don't know if it was your boat, began Binky, wishing that he was 100 miles away. If you'd take your knobbly hands off of our shoulders, Goblin, we could lead you to where we know there is a boat. You'll lead me to it with my hands on your shoulders, said Mr. Haythere, beginning to feel there was something queer about all this. Now, quick, march! And quick march it had to be, down to the cove that went all three, and then Mr. Haythere stood and gazed at his empty dinner basket, and his books, his ginger beer bottles, and his rubber sheet. He saw the handle of his umbrella sticking down the rabbit hole. He saw his boat still nosing into the little cove. You've eaten my dinner! How dare you, you little thieves, you greedy, dishonest robbers! Now you get into that boat and row me all the way upstream to the police station. Go on, get in. Bring that umbrella. It will be to poke you with when you row too slowly, roared Mr. Haythere. And into the boat Binky and Tigger had to climb, and row it slowly for the whole mile up the river to where the little stone police station stood. How they panted and puffed! Mr. Haythere wouldn't allow them even a minute's rest. If one or another of them stopped rowing, he would poke them with the end of his umbrella. Thieves and robbers, he kept saying. He wouldn't listen to a word that Binky and Tigger said. It was no good saying anything at all. Mr. Haythere wouldn't listen. The big policeman wouldn't listen, and when they got Aunt Workalot to come along, she wouldn't listen either. They are just a couple of lazy rascals, she said. They want a good telling off each and some hard work to do. That would put them right. Well, they got the telling off, and Mr. Haythere gave them some hard work to do too. He said they must row him home and spend a whole week with him digging up his garden. That would pay for the dinner they had eaten. I shall never make a wish again, said poor Binky at the end of that dreadful week. I shall never hope for good luck again, said Tigger. But, oh, wasn't it lovely when we sat up on the river bank and saw that boat full of good things, sighed Binky. Then back they had to go to Aunt Workalot. They had to work so very hard at Mr. Haythere's that Aunt's little jobs seemed quite easy to do. She was very pleased with them. You've quite changed for the better, she said. Well, if you do that, so will I. I'll make you pineapple jelly with cherries and whipped cream on top for supper. Ooh, yes, please. Binky and Tigger beamed at one another. What a bit of luck! Perhaps things weren't going so bad after all.